Thank you. Thank you, Roman. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some work that BGS is doing at the moment and some work that we would very much like to do. I'm hoping that you will help and provide your views because at the moment we have the IAGHG hosts the monitoring selection tool, which was first developed around 2005 to 2006. The aim was to develop an interactive online tool that would be used by regulators, project developers, and the technical community. So we built a web-enabled decision support tool with input from the research community and the regulators and project developers at the time. And we've updated it every 2 to 3 years. So that's what we're currently doing. If you'd like to log in, the slides will be available afterwards, and you should be able to see the tool. So I'm hoping, yay. Okay, so at the moment, this is what the tool looks like. So you select what your monitoring storage site looks like. You choose whether you've got what phase of the injection you're in. And it spits out a list of tools prioritized, and it tries to tell you which tools are absolutely essential, i.e. the core package, which are the nice to have, and which are the, if you're going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink at it. So this is where we started, 2005 to 2006. As I said, we're updating at the moment. And the main things that we're going to update are the tool catalogue and the case studies. So it's a bit of a light touch update, but we just like to keep everything current. We like to make sure the references are up to date, and we like to keep things fresh. So firstly, I would like a show of hands. Has anybody in the room used or looked at the monitoring tool? Hey, a few people in the minority. Okay, so, and in order to make it even more interactive, we also have a poster out the back, and I would very much like you to have a look, maybe have a look at the website and leave a post-it sticky note on the poster telling me how you'd like to improve the tool, or tell me something in the panel session, or however you would like to feed in input. What we're doing at the moment, as I said, we think that over the next few years, there's going to be a wealth of new learnings from the regulation compliant MMV programs. And it seems like a really good time to consider a more extensive update. So what we're doing at the moment is, as part of this light touch update, we're seeking input from the monitoring community, i.e. all you hardy people here. What would you like to see in this tool? If we do a larger update, what would you like to see? How should we change it? So at the end of this current update, we want to come up with a plan to improve the tool. And that will feed into a future update that we hope we can persuade IAGHG to fund so that we can update the tool, maybe change it a little bit more. So what we've been doing so far, we started off with some interviews of 1 or 2 select stakeholders, people that we know have used the tool. So we asked them about the technical content, how they use the tool, is all the information in there? Should we have all of the tools available from kind of research and development all the way up to tried and tested? And does the approach of the tool need to be modified? We also asked about their user experience. So did you have any difficulties? Have you ever used anything like similar to this product that we could use to improve it? And do you use this on a laptop or a phone? Some of my colleagues tried the current tool on a phone and it's a little bit clunky. But we don't know if that's of interest. You know, are you going to be out in the field checking the monitoring tool, or is it going to be something that you only do when you're in your office? So we checked who is using the tool, and it mostly seems to be people with a technical background. So they might not have a speciality in CCS. It might be university students. They use the monitoring selection tool and the scenario generator. Research institutes use it to have a look. Tools, have I forgotten anything, especially the bibliography. And project developers were looking at the latest developments in new tools and maybe doing a bit of a sense check to see if there was anything they'd missed, anything else they wanted to use. So overall, the comments from the interviews have been quite positive so far. They've advised us that the tool should be more risk-led. And I think this reflects when the tool was made. So I think in 2005 to 2006, we were very much in the phase of asking, can we store here? And I think the conversation has moved on now to, should we store here? And I think that kind of reflects the change in approach to something more risk-led, particularly in Europe. So the tool catalogue and the references seemed very popular. They wanted to see which tools had been applied and at which scales. And they commented that content needed updating, and they did want us to keep the entire tool catalogue. So, of course, that's one slide with the good things, but when you ask people their feedback, you often get, so what should we change? So it was recommended that we think about a more risk-led approach, maybe focusing on the wells, induced seismicity, pressure, some of the current topics that we've seen a lot of webinars and discussion in Europe at the moment. Maybe thinking about the different aims from the operator, regulator, and the public, maybe break it into those three areas and give relative importance and explain more why things are high or low priority. And they wanted more on where the tools have been tested, tool maturity or technology readiness level. They thought it was an opportunity for new operators who might want to find out about what other projects have used, i.e. what have other governments approved. What about the tool packages, complementarity of tools? That one's a bit tricky. I'm not quite sure how we answer that one in a simple table. Include how often you have to apply the technique because that impacts the costs. And somebody asked, can we update the bibliography every week? Which is probably a no. We would love to, but I don't think we're going to be allowed to do that. And there's a few more comments as well. Rather than saving the scenario, have an input-output file. So some people said they didn't want to tell us everything about their site or for us to know why they were monitoring. They just wanted a file that they fed in, got an answer, and then took it back out again. Linked to external complementary resources like the environmental monitoring tool through STEM CCS and trying to make the tool a bit more visible. And I think the show of hands earlier shows that, yes, it would be good to do a little bit more marketing after we've refreshed the tool. So, okay, Roman said more interactive. So your help needed. So out in the lobby, you will see a poster. Please stick some post-it notes. We are going to do an online survey asking you to prioritize possible actions. So from the interviews, we've developed a list of 7 possible things that we could improve. And what we're asking, ask in the survey is, please can you rank those? Can you tell us which you think are most important, which you think would be most useful if we're able to update the tool? And if you'd like to take part in the survey, please leave your business card or stick your email address on a post-it. We've got a panel session coming up, so any immediate thoughts? And we probably will be contacting you somehow, so please do let us know. Please let us know how you'd like us to improve the tool because we want this to be useful and used. And that's it for me. Thank you for your time.
Excellent timing. We have plenty of time for a quick question or reflection. Yes? Microphone.